This is Eric Mwathe with Mwathe.com as we come to the conclusion of the month of March 2019. This is how markets are shaping up to close and close to the highs of the day. Let's take a look here as we have about 30 minutes to go before the close. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. But first, let's see where we close. So a couple seconds here. Just give me a couple of seconds. Here we go. That's the close. All right, so that's in the books. Dow is going to close above 200 points. Let's take a look at how the markets traded for the week and for the month, now that the month of March is closed. Let's give it a couple minutes for these numbers to settle out. All right. For the week, we can see that the S&P 500 was up 1.2%. For the week, we can see the NASDAQ was up 1%, give or take. For the week, we can see the Dow was up about 1.6%. And for the month, the Dow was almost unchanged, up about 12 points or 0.05%. For the month, the S&P 500 was up about 1.8%. And for the month of March, the NASDAQ was up about 2.6%. If we take a look at the S&P 500, and this is a 6 months daily, we can see a series of successful breakouts as far as S&P 500 is concerned. There's another breakout here that was tested. We can see that it held on the retest. So that was, on hindsight, a good breakout. Then there's another breakout here. This was ultimately tested again and it held, I think, about 3 weeks ago. And we can see our most recent breakout was tested this past week. And the level we are watching here for this most recent breakout is 28 or 3.69. And so far, as long as the market is holding above this level, we have to conclude that the bulls are still holding this market together and the market looks stable to bullish. Now, of course, what bulls would like to do is clear the recent daily closing high for the S&P 500. So let me go ahead and give you that level to watch for the next potential breakout is 2854.88, which goes back to the daily closing high from the month of March. So any breakout above this level would be very bullish whenever that takes place. So after a series of good breakouts where retests have taken place and the market has held, we can see that the market continues to be constructive to bullish with a bias to the upside. Keep in mind also we have action trading above the 200-day moving average and also trading above the 50-day moving average. So net, as long as the market is trading above the 50 and the 200-day moving average, that tends to be a sideways to bullish market. It would be difficult to be pounding the table when the market is below the moving averages like it was during this period here. But now that the market is trading above the 50 and the 200-day, we can give the market the benefit of the doubt. Also, we can see that on the daily RSI, we continue seeing that the market is holding this line here. And as long as this is holding, this is a net positive. Now, at some point, should we go on to break below this line, or let's say we fail to hold 2803 and this daily breakout fails, then that would be indication of a market that is changing its behavior and could be suggesting a pullback is in play. Keep in mind, we continue holding above RSI 50, which is also a net positive for the general market. If we take a look at a 8 months daily view, we can draw a line connecting recent daily closing on the RSI. Should be something like that. And then there's price lows. And what I'm getting at here is, seems like at some point the market is gonna get out of this huge triangle or a wedge type formation, and whatever direction the market moves out of this range. So let's say we get a breakout here, assuming it's not a fake breakout, that will be very positive. And if we break below this price lows, that would be a net bearish development. So we can also see this if we take a look at the 2 hourly, and on the 2 hourly we can also draw a wedge connecting the 2 hourly closing highs and the 2 hourly closing lows. We get this type of a price wedge formation with the indication that a breakout here will be bullish and a breakdown would definitely be short-term, if not long-term bearish. So as we begin a new month, this is going to determine initially whether we blast out of this range or whether we drop below this range once we move outside of this narrowing wedge pattern. This concludes the free portion of this video. The rest of the video is for paid Muadh.com subscribers.